Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette syndrome. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a part of Tourette syndrome that I usually don't talk about. And the reason I don't talk about this part of Tourette's is because it's embarrassing. It causes me a lot of shame, and I don't like to address that this affects me. But tonight was really bad, and I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys like a race in hopes of providing education and raising awareness about this symptom of Tourette syndrome. So for those of you that do know what Tourette syndrome is, you're most likely familiar with the tics, which are the movements and vocalizations that a person with Tourette's will make as tics. They're just things that we do. So when I punch my chest, or when I give the finger, or when I say one of my catchphrases like I got rice, I'm ticking. And this is like the most common known symptom of Tourette's is the tics. Tourette's isn't a mental illness. It's a neurological disorder, which means it directly impacts the neurons in your brain, causing them to misfire, resulting in tics. However, there are plenty of other symptoms of Tourette syndrome, symptoms that come along with Tourette's that people don't always talk about. Kind of the lesser known symptoms. And the one I'm going to be focusing on in this video is rage. Intense bouts of anger. Severe frustration. So the Oxford Dictionary defines rage as a violent, uncontrollable anger. That's what it is. And it's a part of Tourette's that people don't often know about. And I'm still learning about myself and this part of me that I've dealt with my whole life that I'm scared of. I'm genuinely scared of this because it's embarrassing, and like the definition says, it's uncontrollable. It's similar to a tic in the way that it's physically uncontrollable and it bubbles up and builds up until you just let it out. So children and adults with Tourette syndrome experience the phenomenon called rage attacks. And these are often unexplainable bursts of rage or anger. These attacks are related to a body's natural reaction to environmental or psychological stressors. It's like the person with Tourette's, their mind and body becomes overloaded. Imagine throughout the day your brain becoming so overwhelmed that at a point it just becomes too much and your head explodes in anger. So people with Tourette's often have a lot of stress throughout their day. I would probably say more so than the average person. A lot of people with Tourette syndrome also have anxiety disorders as a comorbidity with their diagnosis of Tourette's. And so stress is a major part of our lives, especially because of the tics themselves. Having to suppress a tic is so unbelievably stressful. Suppressing tics is so hard, but again, there can be a lot of other things that come with Tourette's that are very stressful, such as maintaining healthy relationships, bullying and ridicule by people who don't understand the disorder, and like difficulties at school or work. There's so many things that are just so stressful, especially having to hold in the tics as a result of pleasing society. These episodes of rage, I got race. They're always disproportionate to what's going on. And so tonight was a horrible time for me because I had one of these attacks and I was scared of myself. I was not myself. And I'll explain. So tonight I was watching hockey on TV with my family. It was the four of us and our dog, and we were just hanging out watching it. And there became a moment where my mom wasn't knowing how to work the remote. And throughout the day I've just been building up stress with suppressing tics. Last night I had a tic attack. You know, it's been a really stressful few hours, past 24 hours you could say. And my mom couldn't figure out how to use the remote. And I told her a few times like, hey mom, this is what you do. And she still couldn't figure it out. And after like the third time of telling her, I immediately, a flick switched in my brain. It flipped on and I was like, angry. And it's a scary anger. I do deal with anger, like everyone deals with anger. But this is like an intense burst of just rage. It's scary. I had this voice come out of me that was loud and mean and it sounded vicious, and it wasn't anything I would ever do. And it's part of Tourette's. It's something that I can't control, just like I can barely control tics. Like, it's something that just bubbles and festers and builds up until it comes out. And as soon as the episode is over, I feel immense shame and embarrassment, because it's like, why was I so angry over a remote? It's, like I said, a disproportionate reaction to something so minuscule. So I was really embarrassed and I felt so bad, and of course I apologized to my mom and I was like, I'm so sorry. That's not who I am. And of course my family is used to these attacks that happen every so often, and they don't like them because it's not their daughter, it's not their sister. It's like someone has taken over my body and has just become this mean person who's just so intensely angry. And I don't experience anger normally. Like, I'm not a super angry person. Like, sure, I'll experience anger like everyone else does, but every so often I get these episodes of rage that are just horrible. Horrible, and I just wanted to make this video to address it and talk about it, because I know a lot of people who watch my channel either have Tourette's, have kids with Tourette's, teach kids with Tourette's, are doctors who deal with patients with Tourette's, and I wanted to address the topic of rage because I know it's not often talked about because it's so embarrassing. Like, I don't like to talk about it. I'm embarrassed still, but I wanted to educate and show you guys that this is a legitimate thing. And if a child or adult with Tourette syndrome has a rage attack or an outburst of anger, know that it does not reflect them. Like tonight, that did not reflect who I am. And again, it was only like 2 minutes and then it went away. And it was just because I was building up all of this stress. So if you know someone with Tourette's and they have a rage attack, don't think less of them. It can be scary and it's okay to be scared. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but know that that doesn't define the person and it's just a part of their disorder that they really can't help. There are some ways to help mitigate it. I know a lot of people go to yoga. There are medications that help with tics and mood stabilization, all that kind of stuff. Deep breathing often helps, but sometimes in that moment there's nothing you can do. So I just wanted to make this video to make that clear. Again, I'm embarrassed talking about this, but this is an educational video and an educational channel, and I wanted to tell you guys that this is a part of Tourette's that people don't always talk about. So I'm here to talk about it and break some myths and shed some light on my disorder. That is the end of this video. I will probably make more videos with more in-depth detail about rage attacks and Tourette syndrome. If you would like to see that, please let me know in the comments. If you would like to stay tuned to content about Tourette syndrome awareness, such as a video like this, please subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell to stay tuned. I got rice. To stay tuned to all of my content. Give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything. I would really appreciate that to get education and awareness out there to my viewers. And leave a comment down below saying hi, telling me what you would like to see in future videos, or letting me know if you or a loved one or someone you know has ever experienced this, and if you have any coping strategies for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we are learning together, we're laughing together, and we're ticking together.